KARD, Channel 3, Wichita, Kansas.
Good evening. For the first time we can recall, the price of supermarket milk in Wichita is lower than the price of gasoline. It's because of an expanding milk war that may be far from over.
Several weeks ago, Blair's IGA in West Wichita opened up a cardboard box discount grocery store, and their policy has been to undercut the major grocery chains a few cents. One of the prices Blair's cut was milk. In the grocery business, that's one of the sacred cows, so to speak.
Milk and bread, you're not supposed to sell cheaper, I guess. That was before discount store operations became in existence, I believe.
Manager Otis Ashlock says quietly he's just going to stay a nickel under the chain stores to keep his image as a discount store, period. And the price has been dropping. $1.79, $1.39, $1.34, and Thursday IGA advertised at $99. But Blair's had it down to 94 cents a gallon. Little boys and girls never had it so good. Greg Byron, NewsCenter 3.
President Carter has increased the pressure on Iran. Today he announced some new sanctions and also said that if the hostages aren't released soon, the next step may be military action.
Mr. Carter was in a somber mood as he entered the East Room of the White House to announce additional economic and political sanctions to further pressure Iran into releasing the hostages.
The authorities in Iran should realize that the availability of peaceful measures, like the patience of the American people, is running out.
The president said he will prohibit all financial transfers to Iran by people under U.S. jurisdiction. Prohibit all imports from Iran to the United States. That affects such items as Persian rugs, caviar, and artworks. Prohibit all Americans except journalists from traveling to Iran. The president ordered the confiscation of all military equipment purchased by Iran but not yet delivered. And Mr. Carter said he will ask Congress for discretionary authority to pay reparations to the hostages and their families and business firms which have valid claims against Iran. That money would come from the $8 billion in frozen Iranian assets. Mr. Carter warned if these sanctions do not produce results, he will take other measures like forbidding the shipment of food and medicine and acting with American allies to bar Iran's use of international communications facilities. Then Mr. Carter warned of possible military action in the future.
If this additional set of sanctions that I've described to you today and the concerted action of our allies is not successful, then the only next step available that I can see would be some sort of military action, which is a prerogative and the right of the United States under these circumstances.
One of the nagging things about the hostage crisis has been an apparent lack of support by U.S. allies. But today, Portugal, which imports more than 20% of its oil from Iran, took the strongest step yet by any U.S. ally. Portugal imposed a total trade embargo on Iran, risking its own oil supplies. Ronald Reagan, who may be Carter's opponent in the November elections, had this reaction today while campaigning in Texas. What's about the average freeze date? That's a freeze today?
No, I think we're out of it as far as Wichita is concerned.
Good.
But we're going to show all the people, you know, they're planning on gardens and all that, what they can expect as far as an average freeze date. So across the state of Kansas, here's how it shapes up. First of all, down the southeastern corner, you can expect about April 10th to see the average freeze down the southeastern corner, which has already been surpassed. As far as Wichita is concerned, look for about April 15th, including the Wichita and Sedgwick County area. As you move farther towards the north and west, you can expect the average freeze date to end up around April 30th for the northwestern, about 3rd. May 5th, by the time you get to about the northwestern, well, let's call it a quarter, but up in the northwestern corner, the average freeze date, I mean a 50-50 chance that it's going to freeze, will be about May 10th. My prediction right now, I don't think we're going to see anything as far as a freeze in Wichita. The rest of the spring, the next freeze we'll see will probably be later on in October, something along those lines. As far as the satellite view from 22,500 miles, nothing really going on it tonight. We can see a little bit of cloudiness associated with that upper level low that was influencing us earlier today across the eastern half of Kansas. Now it's shifted on down into portions of Louisiana and Arkansas. Had some heavy thunderstorms down around Little Rock. Many funnel clouds reported down in that area. But as we can see, the clouds have pretty well dissipated up across Kansas. But with the high relative humidity very close to the surface of the earth, looks like kind of a foggy night. A lot of patchy fog, especially in the eastern half of Kansas. The forecast map for tomorrow is shaping up pretty good all across the nation. We'll see a few rain showers up in the northwestern portion of the U.S. Lots of sunshine from the Rockies all the way to the mid-Mississippi Valley. See some showers down in Dixie. A weak cool front will be pushing up in the northeast, but again, no consequence as far as precipitation. Lots of good sunshine in our forecast. Details on it upcoming.
Kansas.
Temperature extremes across Kansas today. 54 in Salina for the coolest, where they had a lot of cloud cover most of the day. Garden City with the warmest with lots of sunshine, 68. We still have the small blue arrow out for 5 to 15 miles an hour. And temperatures right now, 50s in the eastern portion of the state, tapering on down to the 40s out west. As far as area statistics for south central portions of Kansas, ended up with a 61 high in Wichita, 60 at El Dorado, 55 at Hudson, all reporting stations, just a little bit of rain, about 300s here in Wichita. Current conditions right now, 49 degrees, 86% relative humidity, 30.20, and steady on the barometer, north wind at 7 under starry skies. Look for decreasing cloudiness in the southeast. Otherwise, fair to partly cloudy skies elsewhere in the state. Fog will be developing, especially in low-lying areas. Could be dense at times in the eastern half. North winds diminishing. Patchy morning fog again tomorrow, but mostly sunny and warmer statewide by afternoon. Conditions will continue to a super day on Saturday with sunny and warmer. In fact, overnight lows tonight should be 39 in Overland for the coolest. The warm spot will be Kansas City with 45. And then daytime highs tomorrow, 70 statewide, near 80 out in the southwest. And then by the weekend, we can expect to see more sunshine on Sunday with 80s. Monday, sunny and 80s, partly cloudy, and looks like 80s for Tuesday. And I'm so confident in my forecast, I got my sunglasses out, I'm ready.
So you can't really see what it is.
That's right. Either that, no one will recognize me and hit me.
More news after this message. Webb with a golf score.
And Tom Watson's doing quite well. The defending champion, Tom Watson, shot a 7 under par 65. He has a one-shot lead after the opening round of the Tournament of Champions at Carlsbad, California. Veterans Lou Graham and Ray Floyd are in a tie for second place. Jim Colbert and Jeff Mitchell are at 67. It's been 5 years since Bob Murphy's last win on the PGA Tour, but today his 7 under par 65 gives him the first round lead in the Tallahassee Open. Tom Jones, Gary Koch, and Rex Caldwell are tied for second place with 67s. And Marlene Floyd shot a 6 under par 67 to take the first round lead in the LPGA Lady Citrus Golf Tournament in Orlando, Florida. Hollis Stacy's a shot back. Let's check the baseball scoreboard. First in the American League, it was Lou Severio's 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth that gave Omaha a 3-2 win.